Now if I split this right down the middle, it's going to give me a lot of pen blanks, almost 1 inch square. This is about 15/16, and it's just a hair over 2 inches. So if I go right down the middle, it should be just about right. Now there's two ways I can do it. I can do it like this, or I can do it like this. If I do it like this, as you can see, it's kind of bowed. Okay? So that means that if I was to come in like this, and the blade was to grab, it's going to pull down suddenly and kick a little bit. Not a serious kick, but it'll be annoying. So I think if I go like this, there's less chance of that happening. Now it is slightly twisted, just maybe a fraction of a degree. So I know it's going to push a little bit hard here, but it should be okay. I don't mind smoke in the workshop. Anyway, here we go. Actually, that went better than I thought it was gonna. There's a slight change in plans, and that is, as well as the mini sketch, I'm going to make one of the jumbo ones. I think it's called a woodworker's sketch or something. It'll be like this, only I won't make it as fat, but I want to make it to match, and I'm going to use this wood. So the idea is to cut the blanks for the larger one in order to have a lot of white showing. I guess you'd call this the sapwood. I'm going to have to cut the blanks for the large one pretty much from the center. Now the mini sketch, it can sort of come off to the side a little bit, and then I can just drill the hole through a little bit off center, and that way I can catch more of the light wood, because I don't think it's going to show all the way through. I guess I'll know once I cut it. Anyway, that's the next step. Cut for the blanks. Okay, I know they're the same diameter and the same length, so it doesn't really matter which one I use here. I do have one little concern though, and that is, you notice that it's quite distinct between the light and the dark here, but when you turn it over, you lose that. So it's possible that it's not going to be like that all the way through. However, that's just sort of a chance you take here. And yeah. And allow for the width of the blade. And right there. Okay. The blade will go right there. Now one of these days I'm going to buy myself a decent square here. But I keep using this one for sentimental reasons. I've had it in my life for, well over 50 years now. Okay, that should be alright. Double check. Yeah. the kit calls for an 11 millimeter. So I'm checking through all my bits, and this isn't even all of them. But I don't have an exact 11 millimeter, so I'm thinking, well, I wonder what would be the next closest thing. So just for fun, I measured, and this is 11.14 millimeters. An 11 millimeter, that'd be too small. That wouldn't work. Okay, so anyway, I'm finding that well, I don't need to measure it. It's a 29/64. And that looks like it would be just about right. I can eyeball it and see that it is just slightly bigger than the brass tube. However, I'm going to drill a test hole just to make sure. Okay, that's 29/64. That's a bit of a loose fit. Maybe I'll see if I can find a bit that is just one size under this, that is, that I have. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and drill out 29/64. And I've got extra brass tubes. Like I've always said, order the extra brass tubes so that if things go wrong, you can always cut more blanks and start over again. But I think it's going to be okay. It's just going to be a loose fit. And you'll notice here that the defining line is not in the center where I'd like it to be. So I'm going to drill the hole just a little off of center here. And I know it's not going to turn well at first, but if I'm careful, it should work out. So instead of drilling the hole in the center, I'm going to drill it maybe 1/8 of an inch off, closer to the sapwood. Now you can see here that I don't have a whole lot of room to make a mistake. And in other words, it's not going to be a very fat pencil. But that's okay. At least they'll match. Now this one here, I think I came just a little bit too close to the edge here. Should have been in about another 1/16 of an inch. It's going to be interesting to see if I can salvage that or not. It is going to taper out a little bit this way, but I'm sure not going to be able to arc it over. I wonder if maybe I should redo this one. But I don't know how I can, unless I cut another piece altogether. Now I'm sure you figured out the idea of this is so that I don't have to turn such a lopsided, I don't know what you might call it. There. turn a lot better. But like I said, I don't have much room there. I think I'm going to have to make another one. I'm going to try it, see what I got. But I got a feeling I'm going to have to make another one. This end's okay, but this end is just too close. As you can see, I've made a second set. And I'm not disappointed and I'm not discouraged. I'm just sort of accepting, well, this is the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes things don't go as planned. Anyway, that's it for today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And once again, thank you for watching.